Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. Chapter 16, The Chamber of Secrets. All those times we were in that bathroom and she was just 3 toilets away, said Ron bitterly at breakfast next day, and we could have asked her, and now it had been hard enough trying to look for spiders. Escaping the teachers long enough to sneak into the girls' bathroom, moreover, right next to the scene of the first attack, was going to be almost impossible. But something happened in the first lesson, Transfiguration, which drove the Chamber of Secrets out of their minds for the first time in weeks. 10 minutes into the class, Professor McGonagall told them that their exams would start on the 1st of June, 1 week from today. Exams? howled Seamus Finnegan. We're still getting exams? There was a loud bang behind Harry and Neville Longbottom's wand slipped, vanishing under the legs of his decks. Professor McGonagall retorted with a wave of her wand and turned, frowning, to Seamus. The whole point of keeping the school open at this time is for you to receive your education, she said testily. The exams will therefore take place as usual, and I trust you are all revising hard. Revising hard? It had never occurred to Harry that there would be exams in the castle this time. There was a great deal of literally smattering on the coup, which made Professor McGonagall scowl more darkly. Professor Dumbledore's instructions were to keep the school running as normally as possible, she said. That I need to hardly point out means finding out much you haven't learned this year. Harry looked down at the pair of white rabbits he was supposed to be turning into slippers. What does he learn so far this year? You couldn't seem to think of anything that would be useful in an exam. Ron looked as though he'd just been told he had to go and live in the Forbidden Forest. Can you imagine me taking exams with this? He asked Harry, holding up his wand, which had just started whistling loudly. 3 days before the first exam, Professor McGonagall made another announcement at breakfast. I have good news, she said, and the great hall, instead of falling silent, erupted. Dumbledore's coming back! Several people yelled joyfully. Here come the Howl of Slytherin! Squealed the girl on the raiment table. Quidditch matches are back on! Roared Wood excitedly. When the hubbub had subsidied, Professor McGonagall said, Professor Sprout has informed me that the Mandrakes are ready for cutting at last. Tonight we'll be able to revive those people who have been petrified. I need really hard to remind you that all one of them may be able to tell us who or what attacked them. I am hopeful that this dreadful year will end without us catching the culprit. There was an explosion of cheering. Harry looked over at the Slytherin table and wasn't that surprised to see Draco Malfoy hadn't joined in. Ron, however, was looking happier than he looked in days. It won't matter that we never asked Myrtle then, he said to Harry. Hermione will probably have all the answers when we wake up. Mind you, she'll go mad when she finds out we've got exams in 3 days' time. She wasn't revised. It might be kinder to leave her where she is till they are over. Just then, Ginny Weasley came over and sat down to her. She looked tense and nervous, and Harry noticed that her hands were resting in her lap. What's up? Said Ron, helping himself more porridge. Ginny didn't say anything, but glanced up and down the Gryffindor table with a scared look on her face that reminded Harry of someone who he couldn't think who. Spit it out, said Ron, watching her. Harry suddenly realized who Ginny looked like. She was rocking backwards and forwards slightly in her chair, exactly like Dobby did when he was teetering on the edge of revealing forbidden information. I'm going to tell you something, Ginny mumbled, carefully not looking at Harry. What is it? Said Harry. Ginny looked as though she couldn't find the right words. What? Said Ron. Ginny opened her mouth, but no sound came out. Harry leaned forward and spoke quietly so that only Ginny and Ron could hear him. Is it something about the Chamber of Secrets? Have you seen something? Something acting oddly? Ginny drew a deep breath, and at a precise moment, Percy Weasley appeared, looking tired and wan. If you're finished eating, I'll take that seat, Ginny. I'm starving. I've only just come off patrol duty. Ginny jumped as though her chair had just been electrified, gave Percy a fleeting frightened look, and escaped away. Percy sat down and grabbed a mug from the center of the table. Percy! Said Ron angrily. She was just about to tell us something important. Halfway through the cup of tea, Percy choked. What sort of thing? He said, coughing. I just asked her if she's seen anything odd, and she started to say, oh. That's nothing to do with the Chamber of Secrets, said Percy at once. How do you know? Said Ron, his eyebrows raised. Well, if you must know, Ginny walked in on me the other day when I was... Never mind. The point is, she spotted me doing something I asked her not to mention to anybody. I must say, I did think she'd keep the world. It's nothing, really. I just read that I've never seen Percy look so uncomfortable. What were you doing, Percy? Said Ron, grinning. Go on, tell us, we won't laugh. Percy didn't smile back. Pass me those rolls, Harry, I'm starving. Harry knew the whole mystery might be solved tomorrow without her help, but it wasn't about to pass up a chance to speak to Myrtle if he turned up, and to his delight it did. Did morning when they were being led to history of magic by Gilderoy Lockhart. Lockhart, who had often assured them that all the danger had passed, only to be proved wrong straight away, was now wholeheartedly convinced that it was hard worth the trouble to see them safely down the corridors. His hair wasn't as sleek as usual. It seemed he had been up most of the night, patrolling the fourth floor. Mark my words, he said, ushering them around the corner. The first words out of those brute, petrified people's mouths would be like. It was Hagrid. Frankly, I'm a stout person McGonagall thinks all the security measures are necessary. I agree, sir, said Harry, making Ron drop his books in surprise. Thank you, Harry, said Lockhart cautiously, while they waited for a long line of Hufflepuffs to pass. I mean, we teachers have not quite enough to be getting off with without taking students to classes and spreading out all night. That's right, said Ron, catching on. Why don't you leave us here, sir? We're only got one more corridor to go. You know, I think I will, said Lockhart. I really should go and prepare my next class. And he hurried off. Prepare his class, Ron sneered like after him. Gone to curl his hair more like. They let the rest of the Gryffindors draw ahead of them, then darted down a side passage and hurried off towards Morning Myrtle's bathroom. But just away, a congratulating Dorothy and brilliant Sheem. Potter, Weasley, where are you going? It was Professor McGonagall, and her mouth was the thinnest of thin lines. We were Ron stammered. We were going to go and see Hermione, said Harry, calling Professor McGonagall. We haven't seen her for ages, Professor, Harry went on hurriedly, treating on food, and we thought we'd sneak into the hospital wing, and tell her the metrics are nearly ready, and not to worry. Professor McGonagall was still staring at him. For a moment, Harry thought she was going to explode, but then she spoke. It was strangely commonplace. Of course, she said, and Harry glanced at a tear glistening in her beady eye. Of course, I realize these all have been the hardest of the friends of those who have been. I quite understand. Yes, Potter, of course you may visit Mrs. Granger. I will inform Professor Binns where you've gone. Tell Madame Pomfrey I have given my permission. Harry and Ron walked away, hardly daring to believe that they had avoided detention, and they turned as the corner distinctly heard Professor McGonagall blow her nose. That, said Ron fervently, was the best story you've ever come with. They had no choice but to go to the hospital wing and tell Madame Pomfrey that had Professor McGonagall permission to visit Hermione. Madame Pomfrey let them in, but Richard didn't. There's just no point talking to a petrified person, she said, and they had to admit she was right when they'd taken their seats next to Hermione. It was plain that Hermione didn't have the faith mistake when she had visitors, and that they might just as well tell her bedside cabinet not to worry for all the good it would do. What if she did see the attacker, though? Said Ron, looking sadly at Hermione's face. Because if he sneaked up on them all, no one's will ever know. But Harry wasn't looking at Hermione's face. He was more interested in her right hand. It lay there clenched on top of her back hands and leaned closer. He saw that it was a making sure the Madame Pomfrey was nowhere near the bone of his elbow. Try and get it out, Ron whispered, shoving his hand so that he blocked Harry from Madame Pomfrey's view. It was no easy task. Hermione's hand was clenched so tightly around the paper that Harry was sure he was going to tear it, while Ron kept his watch his dogged feet. It was a page torn from a very old library book. Harry smoothed it out eagerly, and Ron learned close to it too. Of the many fearsome beasts and monsters that round our lands, there is more curious or more deadly than the basilisk, known also as the king of serpents. This snake, which may reach gigantic size and live many hundreds of years, is born from a chicken's egg, hatched beneath a toad. Its methods of killing are most wondrous, for aside from its deadly and venomous fangs, the basilisk has a murderous stare, and all who are fixed with a beam of its eyes shall suffer instant death. Spiders flee before the basilisk, for it is their immortal enemy, and the basilisk flees only from the crowding the rooster which is felled to it. And beneath this, a single word had been written in hand Harry recognized at Hermione's. Pipes. It was as though somebody had just flicked a light on his brain. Ron! He breathed. This is it. This is the answer. The monster is the German basilisk, a giant serpent. That's why I've been hearing that voice all over the place, and nobody else heard it. It's because I understand Pestle tongue. Harry looked up at the bands around him. The basilisk kills people by looking at them, but no one's died because no one looked at it straight in the eye. Colin saw it through his camera. The basilisk burned up all the film inside it, but Colin just got petrified. Just as much seen the basilisk through nearly had the snake, and he got the full cluster of it, and he couldn't die again. And Hermione and the Ravenclaw prefect were found with a mirror next to them. Hermione had just realized the monster was a basilisk. I bet you anything she warned the first mistress to look around corners with a mirror first. And that girl pulled over her mirror and Ron's jaw's had dropped.